Welcome to the Update Program. I'm Michael David, and one thing I look forward to attending every year is the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival. Now, they weren't able to have it in 2021 or in 2020 because of the pandemic, so the last time they had it was back in 2019, and I was there. And I am very glad to say that they are back this year for 2022. This will mark the 62nd year that they've had the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival. So let's get all the information about it from someone you may remember from watching on a TV show called Family Affair. It features characters like Mr. French, Uncle Bill, Buffy and Jody, Mrs. Beasley, and Buffy and Jody had an older sister named Sissy. And Sissy was played by an actress named Kathy Garver. And it is a great honor to welcome to the Update Program the woman herself, Kathy Garver. Kathy, welcome to the Update Program today.
Thank you so much, Michael. I'm very excited to be here.
Now, before I ask you about the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival, I must ask you, since I grew up watching you on TV like many other people as well, I wonder, what was it like working with the cast of Family Affair?
Well, it was like working with a real family. And I grew up with them as well. And everyone got along quite well. It was a family show, and so the set was very family-oriented, which today, lots of times you don't quite find that. And it was just a delight to be with such veterans like Brian Keith, who everyone came to know with The Parent Trap. He had been known as this big macho kind of guy, but when he did The Parent Trap with Haley Mills, he exposed his comedic side and his familial side. He had a lovely family himself, which he absolutely adored, and we were kind of on a par with them. And Sebastian Cabot as well, who had a lovely family. And then Johnny Whitaker, who played Jody, had a family of 6 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
And then Anissa Jones was just the cutest, adorable, smart little girl. So it was a pleasure. I loved it, and I'm still kind of promoting it today. I've done marathons for it on UTV, and we have a prequel sequel, if it will, planned for it. We've done the pilot for Aunt Sissy.
Wow. Awesome. I look forward to seeing Aunt Sissy when it comes out. And just going back to Family Affair, what was your favorite episode of the Family Affair?
I'd have to say the Waltz from Vienna. I'm Austrian and French and Irish and Swiss, all those things. But this was a story about Sissy falling in love with a prince from Austria, and he wanted to marry her. And I flew to Austria, and it was like the Princess Diaries, and we're waltzing to this great waltz. And then stupid Sissy says, "No, I miss my family. I have to go back to New York." What's wrong with that girl? I would have married him in an instant. Sissy, I don't know.
That is awesome. That is wonderful. Now, before Family Affair, actually, I want to ask, what was it like earlier in your career, when you had jobs where you did things like having a part in Cecil B. DeMille's movie, The 10 Commandments?
I did start as a child actress, and that was one of my first parts in the 10 Commandments. Actually, my very first movie was The Night of the Hunter with Robert Mitchum and Shelley Winters, and it was directed by Charles Laughton, which was his first and unfortunately last picture that he directed because it got not such hot reviews. Later on, it became one of the horror classics. And it's gotten all kinds of awards, and it's studied in the university. But it was kind of a horrific kind of show. And I go from that to being blessed by Moses in the 10 Commandments. And I just had a little part as an extra. And I was there on like my first day. And we're in the Exodus scene, and I hear this big voice say, "Don't let that little girl's face get in the camera." And I said, "Oh, my, is he talking about me? What did I do?" Well, it turns out that DeMille, the great director, making these big epics, would pick out somebody and give them a part to make the movie more humane. And so more people could relate to it instead of the great spectacular. So he wrote scenes into me with Charlton Heston, and I was there when the Red Sea closed. So that was quite exciting and dynamic for a 7-year-old.
Wow, that is exciting. I mean, you had and still have an amazing, amazing career in Hollywood. And you, like you said, you are Austrian, but you actually, as I understand it, grew up not too far from where I am now in a little city called Long Beach, California. What was it like growing up there?
Well, I didn't grow up there very long. Everyone in my family, my mom, dad, and two brothers and a sister were born in Oklahoma.
Oh,
And then the Dust Bowl came, and they all moved to Long Beach, where my dad, during the Depression, was getting a job at the shipyards. And so my mom was working at St. Mary's Hospital as a registered nurse. And so I came along, and I was kind of a surprise to everybody. And I was born in St. Mary's, but after 10 months, we moved to Baldwin Hills and lived there. And that's where I primarily grew up until my dad built a house. He was an architect contractor by trade, but that was hard to do in Oklahoma, although he did design and build a church in Oklahoma. But he built our house in Beverly Hills. So I grew up in Baldwin Hills and Beverly Hills primarily.
Kathy, I understand you started singing and dancing at the same school in Hollywood when you were 3 years old that Shirley Temple went to. Is that right?
That's right. It was the Ethel Meglen Studios, and that's where Shirley Temple was discovered. And my mom, of course, thought I would be the next Shirley Temple. Turned out I was the next Kathy Garver, but there's just one of me, and it was a wonderful beginning.
Which is better, to be Kathy Garver? So I think that's awesome. That is awesome. And also, you went to school, high school, in San Bernardino at Pacific High School. Is that right?
That's right. I belong to this group. I remember the Inland Empire. And I liked San Bernardino. It was a great place away from Hollywood because I worked and worked. And then I had 2 years where it was a small town, and I was able to make that transition from like a teenager to an ingenue and to go to UCLA, which was where I graduated in speech. I don't know if you could gather that, and a master's in theater arts.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Actually, yes, because you went not too far from there to become a Bruin with the UCLA. Is that right?
That's right. I was a cheerleader, a junior cheerleader, my first year there, and a member of Pi Beta Phi sorority.
Oh, wow.
I was a little sister to one of the fraternities there, but I was a sorority girl at Pi Beta Phi.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you also appeared in movies like the Helen's Last Love. What was that like?
Oh, that was an interesting movie, and it was produced and directed by a good friend of mine, and he happens to be the co-author of one of my books, Holiday Recipes for a Family Affair. I'll have that book with me at the Strawberry Festival, along with my Family Affair cookbook and Surviving Sissy, my memoir, and Ex-Child Stars, Where Are They Now, and my latest one, which is the Family Affair scrapbook.
And not only are you in front of the camera all the time, you also do voices as well. You've done things for Tom and Jerry and Dennis the Menace and Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear. Is that right?
Yeah, and one of my favorites was as Firestar in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends by Marvel. And I will have some action figures that just came out last year of Firestar. And they're great. Although Firestar has two heads. She has a removable head, so I'm not crazy about them designing this that I'm decapitated, but it's but they're well made. But that was one of my favorites, and I've done like 70 audiobooks and one for Audies and all of this stuff. But what I like to do most is meet people, say hello to people, and after all the time that we've been kind of incarcerated and in our houses, just to go out and see smiling faces is just a wonderful accomplishment and passion of us all, just to see each other again and share that energy.
Wow. Well, you are a Southern California native in my eyes, okay? Just so you know, being in Long Beach and Baldwin Hills as well. And, not too far from where you were, your earliest years in Long Beach is a city called Garden Grove. So let's move over there and let me ask you some questions about the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival. Where and when is the festival going on this year?
Garden Grove. So I'm very excited to go there. And it's Memorial Day weekend, and it's 4 days of this fabulous festival. So it's the 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. And so it starts on Friday with a wonderful opening ceremony.
Oh, wonderful. Now, is there a website, just so I'll ask at the end of the program, too, is there a website people can go to get more information?
Absolutely. It's the strawberryfestival.org. And that's interesting because there are a lot of strawberry festivals around the country. I went to one in Missouri. Wow. But this is the granddaddy mama of all the strawberry festivals. And it's strawberryfestival.org. It has that domain. And there is information about rides and events and celebrities and where to park and all the wonderful things that are happening. It's a great place to go. A lot cheaper than Disneyland, I'll tell you that.
You got that right. Yes, yes, yes. Well, in fact, let me ask you first this question. How much, I won't ask you how much it costs to get into Disneyland, because I know that's quite a bit. How much does it cost to get into the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival?
Zero. Totally free admission, and everybody can go, and there are food vendors and so many things to see and to eat, and there are all kinds of rides to go on.
Well, let me go back to what you said about eating. I think it starts off on Friday with a free strawberry shortcake. Tell us more about that.
Well, there is a wonderful bakery in Garden Grove that has put together all kinds of fabulous cakes, strawberry shortcake cakes, and everyone that comes gets a free piece of strawberry shortcake to honor the strawberry and to honor the people that the festival is actually for, which is the first responders. And so that the money that is made from the other vendors, et cetera, and there are many local local businesses, and they have booths, and they are there for charities. And they have food there, like the tacos and lots of strawberry, different things, dishes of strawberry and strawberry shakes and strawberry cake and all kinds of things that are strawberries.
Yes, I really love all the strawberry treats they have there, the strawberry sundaes and such. But I did want to ask you, besides the cake cutting, where that happens on Friday, the 27th, and that's free, you get a free piece of cake and some other fun festivities as well, then I understand the next day there is a parade that kicks off the festival, and on the next day, which I believe is the 28th, and I was wondering, who's the Grand Marshal of the parade this year?
Yes.
Let's see. Could it be you, Kathy Garver?
Oh, great. Yes, you get a prize. That's one of their first contests. They have all kinds of contests that there. The Better Babies. And yes, I am the celebrity Grand Marshal of the Strawberry Festival. And there is another Grand Marshal, Tom DeRay, and he's a police chief, and he is the themed Grand Marshal for the parade. And that is our theme, the first responders, the police, the firemen, all the wonderful people that helped and gave so much during the pandemic. So this is to honor them as well.
All right. Well, very good. What time does the parade start on Saturday?
The parade starts, first there is a VIP pancake breakfast.
Oh, yes. Why don't we start there? Start with the VIP breakfast that happens before the parade. When and where does that happen?
Now, that happens on the parade grounds, and that is Saturday. And there is a cost to that. That's $10.50. But all the parade VIPs are a lot of celebrities that will be in the parade. And so we're going to have pancakes and bacon and eggs and strawberries. At the VIP parade, and there's also going to be a step and repeat banner, and that's new to the Strawberry Festival. When you were there a couple of years ago, they didn't have that, but now social media has grown so much, and so people can take selfies just in front of the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival banner. So that's always fun. And then we get ready for the parade, which starts at 10.
Now, what can we expect to see in the parade?
Oh, there's all kinds of things. There is, there's me.
Yes, that's worth it just there. That was worth it going there just for that. But there, even though that's even all we would want to go to the Strawberry Festival to see you, Kathy Garver, is there more than even just you?
Yes, there's even more than just me. There'll be all the celebrities that are riding in the parade, and that includes Neil Adams, who was Neil Adams McQueen, who was married to Steve McQueen with her own career. She has a new book out, and also her daughter is going to be there. So it's really a family affair because her daughter will be there, who is the face of Porsche, and her son also will be in the parade. And she's going to be riding in this really cool car. Guess what kind of car it is?
Okay, I can't guess. That's this one. You're going to have to tell me, Kathy.
Jaguar.
Wow.
In Bullet, when Steve McQueen's Bullet. And Steven Spielberg is doing a new Bullet. So that's going to be quite interesting. But there are a whole fleet of Jaguars that are going to be used in the parade that people are going to be riding in. Wow. And then there will be floats, and there will be Miss Garden Grove, Topanga Sheriff, and she's the Garden Grove princess with her court is going to be in there. They're going to be it's hard for me to say this, equestrians. I was just spokesperson for this amusement park, and I was Silver Wand, and I'm riding on a horse, and I live in an equestrian horse center up in Bell Canyon. So, but there'll be horses there, no matter how you say them. So that's going to be a fun parade.
Yes, and I understand they have marching bands as well, and a lot of fun stuff. In fact, I love seeing every year they come from, I believe it's McGarvin Junior High School. They have a marching orchestra. I've never seen a marching orchestra other than them, where they have the violins playing instead of trumpets. It's quite amazing. I mean, besides all the things you just said, they're all just an amazing, amazing parade. I hope people can come on out for that. And as you said, I've won the first contest of the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival because I guessed who the Grand Marshal was. So I'm very happy about that. And there are more contests. So even though if you're listening to this right now, you didn't win that contest, there are other contests that maybe you or someone you know can win. So let's talk about one of them. It's called the Very, Very Beautiful Baby Contest. What is that?
It's for very, very beautiful babies. And I know everybody's baby is gorgeous. So that's really a tough contest for the judges to decide who's the very best. But it's a contest, and I don't know, but I'm sure every baby would get a prize. If not, I have something to tell you a little bit later that's happening after the parade, and that will be something free for me that I'm giving out. But yes, that's the very, very, very beautiful baby contest. No alliteration there, Michael. It's good. I majored in speech. No way.
Wonderful. Well, if people don't have a very, very beautiful baby because their kids are a little bit older, then why don't you tell us about the Tiny Tots King and Queen contest?
It's another one, the Tiny Tots King and Queen contest, and the 2 year ago winners of the Tiny Tots King and Queen are going to be at the festival. So that's really fun. And it's for 3 to 6-year-olds. And it's going to be at the Garden Amphitheater. That's where a lot of the bands are going to be playing, and the contests are going to be. And it's all concentrated in one particular area. But, there are different places where the showmobile is, and where the rides are, and where the food vendors are, et cetera. But the amphitheater is primarily where the contests are going to be.
Okay, very good. And one more, can you tell us about the Redhead Roundup?
Yes, the photos of the best red-headed person or wearing red, because it is a strawberry festival. I'm wearing red myself, both days that I'm going to be there.
Now, you're a redhead yourself, but you would win easily, so you're not going to be competing in that one, right?
Especially since I dyed my hair blonde.
Well, when you were Sissy, you had a redhead, though. You had red hair, right?
I did. Well, women, I don't know. I mean, I've been a blonde, a redhead, a brunette, try it out. I haven't been purple yet, but, there's always time. I remember when they used to have the dye for older people, and they'd put it in their white hair and turn blue or purple. But we'll see.
Awesome, awesome. If you're just joining us, I'm talking to Kathy Garver. She is going to be the Grand Marshal of the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival coming up Memorial Day weekend. That is May 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. She mentions there's a cake cutting on the 27th. There's a parade on the 28th. I believe those are the 2 days you're going to be there. Is that right, Kathy?
Right. And after the parade, there will be celebrity signings. For instance, the people that and celebs that were in the parade, like Neil Adams and her daughters, and Kate Linder from Young and the Restless, and the mayor, and people will be signing their autographs. And I will be signing my books. I've completed 5 books, and I have sissy candles that I will be selling, and photographs, and Mrs. Beasley's even. Mrs. Beasley will be there accompanying me, and I have some of the dolls to sell, actually, because she has always told me that she liked strawberries.
Yes, and the autograph signing, that happens after the parade. Is that what you said?
Right after the parade, around 12:30, depending on exactly when the parade gets over, but it'll be like about 12:30.
So not only can they see you at the cake cutting on Friday, but on Saturday they can go to the VIP breakfast that you'll be at. They'll be able to go see you in the parade, in the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival parade, and then after the parade's over, they can get your signature with and I can buy an even Mrs. Beasley doll and book from you. Is that right?
You got it.
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. I hope people go down there and take advantage of that opportunity to meet you and the other celebrities as well, and other things they have at the festival as well. By the way, you can get more information about the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival at strawberryfestival.org. Let's go to the food. What kind of food is available at the festival?
Amusement park food, which is the best, like funnel cakes, and besides the strawberry things that we were mentioning, there's other things like nachos and good things to eat that may not be particularly calorically good, but you can always temper that with strawberries.
That's
so
right.
You have your fruit.
That's right. That's right. So I suppose if I have a strawberry sundae, even though it has ice cream and shortcake and whipped cream on it, it's offset by the strawberries that are on there. They're delicious and nutritious, right? That's the way it works?
Absolutely. That is entirely correct. I'm going to have a couple of those.
I'll be right behind you, Kathy. But
Okay.
That sounds like a great idea. What's the best way to get to the festival, and where can we park when we go there?
Well, of course, it depends on where you're coming from, but it's close to the freeway. Garden Grove is like right off of the freeway, and then there's street parking, and there's parking at the city hall, and there's parking around the amphitheater. So it's and very friendly parking.
Okay, and I think when you say the freeway, you mean the 22, right?
Right.
Okay, the 22 freeway. So you can get more information about that at the strawberryfestival.org. And what kind of artists are going to have performing there?
Well, they have a lot of tribute bands, which I think is just great. And so they'll be playing in the amphitheater. And then every day of the festival, there'll be open mic karaoke at the Showmobile. There's a Showmobile. So there's a DJ, DJ Gummo, and he'll be spinning records. So there'll be music all over. And then the bands particularly will perform in the evening at the amphitheater. And the last one on the last day is Tom Petty. So they have a great Tom Petty tribute band.
Okay, and those concerts are free to go to as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So free music as you're at the festival. And at the rides, of course, no carnival is complete without rides. What kind of rides are there going to be at the festival? And do you know the cost for them?
You can. Some of the rides cost, some of the bigger rides, and you can buy a wristband, which allows you to go on all the rides that you don't have to, get money out and pay for each one. But you can just buy one wristband, and that entitles you to go in the big Ferris wheel and the slide and the merry-go-round. And then they have little kiddie rides that are fun for the really young folk. So there's all kinds of activities that will keep everybody occupied and laughing and smiling.
Wonderful. Now, what should people bring with them to the festival?
Well, I think they should bring an anticipation of smiles. They can bring, it's usually sunny, and so, you might want to tuck in some sunglasses, but LA weather, the festival goes to 10 o'clock at night, and so a little sweater, they can bring along when the weather starts to get a little chilly. But the anticipation of something that they will never forget.
Yes, so bring your sunglasses, bring your hat, bring your sunglasses, sunscreen, and a smile, like you said. So a lot of the stuff is free, but you might have to bring a little money as well. Kathy, what are the hours of the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival all 4 days?
Well, it begins on that Friday of Memorial Day weekend, and it's 1 to 10 p.m., and then Saturday and Sunday, it's 10 to 10, easy to remember. And then Monday, it's 10 to 9.
All right, very good. And where can they get the information about this and all the other stuff going on at the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival?
Sure. It's May 27th to 30th, and it's the strawberryfestival.org. So that's really easy to remember, strawberryfestival.org. And I'm going to be posting on my Facebook, like little things. One of my Facebook friends made me a strawberry necklace with earrings and a bracelet. So I'm going to be all dressed up in my strawberry paraphernalia. And I look forward to seeing everybody and waving in the parade. That's one of my most favorite things at the festival is the parade.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you there, Kathy. Kathy Garver, thanks for being on the Update program today.
Thank you, Michael. I enjoyed it.
You've been listening to the Update program. The views and opinions expressed on Updates do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, staff, or sponsors of this station. We welcome your thoughts. Send them to Update Program 3000 West MacArthur Boulevard, Suite 500, Santa Ana, California, 92704. Thanks for listening, and God bless.